Hello everyone and welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And this week we are joined by a special guest, the Hunter Society. How is it going?
It's going amazing. I'm having a really good time here, and I'm excited to talk some Hunter x Hunter.
Absolutely. And
Very
of course,
happy to
in
have
this
you.
week, yes, we will be talking about Chapter 410, Negotiation, Part 4. Then, of course, we will be going through our community comments. If you'd like to join in on the community and have your comment read, be sure to comment on the YouTube version, either on the video or on the community post. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to help grow our community of Hunter x Hunter fans. Additionally, if you'd like to know when new episodes are live, click the bell to enable notifications. If you're an audio listener, make sure to rate and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at JustTHAPod, for podcast-related updates and to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. If you'd like, you can also still email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. As always, we have provided timestamps in the description if you'd like to skip ahead to any of the aforementioned segments. Now, Mahmoud, welcome to the show.
My man Cage. I'm so happy to be here. You nailed the Mahmoud,
Yes.
I love it.
Nailed it.
Hell yeah, I try. Every time we have a new guest on, we like to kind of talk about their journey with Hunter x Hunter. But first, in your case, actually, let's just talk a little bit about your YouTube channel first. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about what you do?
All right, so the Hunter Society is a channel on YouTube that makes content about Hunter x Hunter. It's very obvious. Anyway, I love making content. It's actually been my job, my full-time job for about 7 years now. And yeah, like the Hunter Society as a channel, I consider it to be in its soft launching phase still to me, because what I plan to do with this channel is not bigger project, but obviously more planned project. I have a video right now at the works that I've been working on for like two months, and I just love the world of Hunter x Hunter, and I see there is a lot of stuff to talk, to discuss, to study. And each of these aspects I can work them into a piece of content in my own way. So yeah, that's the Hunter Society basically. But at the moment, as I say, it's in the soft launching phase. I do the typical content, which I will still do on this channel anyway. Like the recapping, like the reviewing of specific arcs, specific characters, and stuff like that. Fan theories and stuff like that. Obviously, I love it. But I have a lot of plans to take this channel into new places. And right now, I'm starting. Like, this is the official start of this channel. Actually, I was supposed to be the first guest on this podcast.
That's right. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I remember when I got the email, I was so excited, like to be a part of this. That's been my goal, to like be a part of the Hunter x Hunter community on YouTube or on the internet in general, and help grow this community and participate in it in one way or another.
Yes.
But when you contacted me, I was in the process of moving. And that's why also my channel, the Hunter Society, is still in its like soft launch phase, because I've been moving, and it's not an easy move that I've been going through. I'm moving from a country to a whole new country, starting my life from scratch. So it's been like tough, but I had like a good 10 weeks of chapters to help me get through it. But it's.
Yeah.
It's fine now, and I made it. I made it at the very first end, right when the hiatus started. That's where my episode came. I love it.
Yes, he snuck right in. He loved to see
Just
it.
in time before the last hour. That's awesome.
Yes. Amazing stuff. Poetic almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now those general Hunter x Hunter questions we'll start with. So just tell us how you got into Hunter x Hunter and your whole journey with the series thus far.
Okay, to be extremely brief. So, my experience with Hunter x Hunter started with the 99 version, but it was
Wow.
dubbed in Arabic. I watched it when I was really young. Like I watched it in the mid 2000s. We're talking like maybe 2005. That's where I started watching Hunter 99, the 99 version, dubbed in Arabic, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. They like.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I really appreciate it at the time, and I appreciate what they have done with it. The channel Space Tune, they dubbed it in Arabic. Like I owe my childhood to them, to this channel. But in hindsight, now that I think about it, they didn't. Yeah, look, I will summarize it for you. To me, Hunter x Hunter, the peak of Hunter x Hunter was the Zoldyck family arc.
Wow.
Whoa.
You know,
Okay.
like that's how a lot of stuff got mistranslated. A lot of stuff got censored. A lot of stuff got hidden away. Plot points was completely changed because it cannot be shown on TV for us
no,
for
we're good.
for an Arabic audience. So yeah, like the only thing that was coherent and made sense was the Zoldyck family arc, you know, and that was like the only thing that made sense. Like, yeah, that's really dope, and that was Hunter x Hunter for me, you know. The Phantom Troop, I didn't really get it. I didn't really get anything, so it left how do you say, like a bad taste in my mouth. The 99 version, because that was my first experience. Later on in life, I watched the 2011 anime and obviously fell in love with it. Didn't consider it to be my favorite anime straight away. But here is where the thing is with Hunter x Hunter for me, is that I always say is that Hunter x Hunter is a good anime. You watch it for a second time and it's the best anime. And when I rewatched it, I fell in love with it, with every little detail. And I rewatched it again, then I was completely hooked. Then I got into the manga, reread the whole manga, caught up with the new stuff. It was amazing.
Absolutely.
What a journey.
Yeah, the that original 99 dub of the Arabic dub sounds a lot like our equivalent of like 4Kids, just like a really botched, highly censored dub.
Yep,
Yeah, we didn't have
exactly.
Hunter x Hunter on that, but like One Piece and stuff like that was very heavily censored.
Yep, exactly.
But hey, it's a great gateway. It's still very nice to hear that got so many people, including you, into the series to begin with. So that's awesome. All right, how about your favorite character?
Okay, so I mean, it depends on the time you're asking me this, but to be honest, for a
Okay.
very long time, for a very long while, my favorite character has been my man Morel. I have to say, I love Morel. Like,
Woo.
he is my
Nice.
guy. He is my guy through and through. I had other favorite characters throughout, like whatever I'm feeling, whatever phase I'm going through. But Morel, he's like my guy. I love this guy. I love him.
Yeah.
I
Good
see
answer.
myself in him.
Oh wow, okay, that's cool.
And I think that's a thing when people like you ask them about their favorite character in Hunter x Hunter, they will choose the character that they see themselves the most in them. And to me,
Absolutely.
Moral is like I relate so much to him. A lot of like my day-to-day behavior, I can see him doing. He's a manipulator. I am also a manipulator. You know, like I did the whole non-affinity test type thing, and I am a manipulator through and through. He is
Oh,
also a
okay.
manipulator. So yeah, my man Morel, he's the guy.
That's a great pick. You don't
That's-
often hear characters like that.
You know, but I love Moral too, so like that makes
Yes.
me happy to hear. Yeah, that's great.
We're big Moro fans here. All right, and this next one's a broad question, but what is your favorite moment in the series, if you can pin it down?
Yes, I can pin it down, and but like the previous question, it fluctuates. Like
Right.
maybe I will rewatch Hunter x Hunter in a week, and my opinion will change. I will see something that I didn't see before. But the moment that stuck with me, and I gotta give love to this like whole part of the story that doesn't get much love, and I've been ride or die with this whole saga, is the dodgeball game.
Oh,
Nice.
I will explain.
love it.
I have
Okay,
I
go
have
for
a whole explanation of why this is like and like if you asked me like 3 years ago, I might have said a different answer, but whenever I think of Hunter x Hunter, to be honest, I think of the dodgeball game. I mean, how interesting is that world that for some reason you started off doing like a hunter exam, doing like, oh, there is like a battle in the heavens arena, oh, there is like a new magic system called you going up and down, it gets weird, and all of a sudden you're in a dodgeball game and you're so invested in it. Like, how did we get here, you know? And the resilience of the character Gon in these 3 episodes, episode 69, 70, and 71, these 3 episodes, and 72 as well, I think, this whole match is so captivating, and by the end of it, you just say that was like the most intense game that I just watched, and it's a dodgeball game in a part of the series that is inside a video game in a show that was about a kid finding his dad. What is going on? What is going on at the moment? And that's Hunter x Hunter for you, you know. That's like basically summarize the show for me. It's like, doesn't matter what is going on, just enjoy what is going on at the moment. And at the moment, there is some intense dodgeball going around with this like very, very a stubborn kid that will not give up among his friends, and among with what we thought to be the main villain of the story, Hisoka. And he's cool now. He's with us. He's cool. I love it. That's Hunter x Hunter. That's Hunter x Hunter to me. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Oftentimes, people compare Hunter x Hunter to being like a sandbox. It's Togashi's sandbox. He plays with his toys. He does whatever he wants. It's beautiful. I love it for that reason. There's so much stuff you can get out of one series here, and it's incredible. There's nothing like it, really.
I love it particularly because like there's something to be said about how like you simplify the Nen system in such a way where it's used very simply, within a dodgeball game, but like it's still like the most exciting thing in the entire arc. So like it's a testament to how just well designed the world and its systems are.
The moment where Gon cools down and like summons his Ren, and we see his Ren in this like I'm talking in the anime, we see it in like this yellow and red color for the very first time. This gives me goosebumps whenever I watch it. I love it. Yeah,
it's so incredible. That is a great pick. I love that. All right, and finally, is your favorite arc anything other than Chimera Ant?
I have to say I'm a Chimera Ant man.
All right.
I mean, I just spent like 10 minutes talking about Greed Island, but that's the moment I love. But a whole arc in general, I'm a Chimera Ant guy.
It's Chimera Ant.
Don't worry, we are too. It's we've only had one other answer to that so far, but
Someone went Phantom
Troop. How could it not be? No, somebody said, what was it? It was
I think it was the election arc. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually watched this episode, Succession Central. Succession Central.
Yes. Central. Yep.
Yes. I love this channel. It's an amazing channel.
Yeah, it's a great one. It is, absolutely. All right, well, we're all Chimera Ant fans here. No surprise.
No shame.
Not much more to say. Chimera Ant's incredible. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
All right, and before we get into the chapter, of course, let's talk about some news. So this week we had both bad and good news. We'll start with the good. We had SH figure arts of Gon and Killua announced, which look very nice. I really like them. Yeah, they're fantastic. And Killua has a Godspeed head. I pointed this out on Twitter, but his outfit is the pre-Chimera Ant outfit. So you can have Godspeed's, like hair and head on the old clothes, which I think is neat. I think that's the first time it's ever been depicted that way, so that's something.
Yeah.
And as far as manga progress updates go, there is nothing, and as a matter of fact, we are going into a hiatus after this chapter, which is
Very
unfortunate.
sad. Yeah.
The time has come. We were ready for it, but it still hurts nonetheless.
We don't know how long it'll be, but we should prepare for the worst because it's Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. It could be anywhere from a couple months to a couple years. We really do not know.
There is good in that, there's a lot of chapters he's been working on for months now. So, like,
yes,
it could be sooner rather than later, but, like, we just don't know for sure.
Yeah. His stockpile is a lot more vast than it was the last time we went on hiatus, so that gives me some hope that this will be shorter. But you really just can't know. It's a gamble. Especially with that surgery recently, he's kind of been slowing down, so who knows? It's a gamble, but hope to see it back soon. We're not going anywhere. We have tons of stuff planned for the coming months and, even years if need be. We'll be here.
Yeah. Speaking of which.
And as a matter of fact, Dylan, you want to take it away with this announcement?
Yeah, so I just want to shout out again to all the support that we've gotten with our channel, hitting 1,000 subs just about a month ago now, I want to say, right, Kaige?
Yeah, just about.
Maybe a little less. But yeah, it's been great. Thank you guys so much. And to celebrate that achievement, we're going to be having a live stream next month, actually, on January 11th. Time kind of TBD, but yeah, we're going to hold a live stream, and we're going to have a bunch of stuff as a part of that live stream, including Q&A. We're going to be revisiting some old Hunter x Hunter video games. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And just interacting with the community in general. And as a part of that, throughout the next month, this will probably be live as this video goes up, or maybe even slightly before. We'll be hosting a giveaway, actually, to help celebrate 1,000 subs as well on the YouTube channel. And this will be for each of the Hunter x Hunter 2011 Blu-rays. So it'll be the complete set. This will only, unfortunately, I need to make this crystal clear now just because, you never know. This will only be open to those living within the US or Canada, just because of shipping shenanigans, essentially. That's all we can really do right now. That being said, if you are applicable to that and you are interested, be sure to keep an eye out for that giveaway. We'll be posting on the YouTube, Bluesky, Twitter accounts. We'll be posting it everywhere we can. More details will be in those posts. But yeah, be sure to go check that out if you are interested, and we will be announcing the winner on the live stream on January 11th.
Yes.
Woo! Amazing. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Way to go.
We've been planning this for a bit now, and there's still work to be done, but we hope that you guys will be able to tune in on that day and just come hang out with us for a little while.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. All right, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the show, but for now, I think it's time to talk about this chapter. Everybody ready?
Yeah,
yes.
We need to make the most of this.
All right, welcome to Chapter 410, Negotiation, Part 4. To my surprise, we are still in negotiation. I was almost certain we'd have a different chapter title, but
I can't believe
nope.
it. No, we and Kaige were talking about this last night, where he was like, "I swear to God, if this opens with Negotiation Part 4."
Specific. I was talking about this because of thumbnail. I've used every damn picture of Morena you can possibly use, guys. I'm out. I can't do it. So, but thankfully, we got something else in this chapter.
Yeah.
You'll see Benjamin's smiling face on the thumbnail, I'm sure.
But it
So,
was
we
very
open.
amusing to me as we opened this chapter. Yeah, I thought about that immediately.
Yeah. So we open with Morena and Borkson still, or Volkson, depending on which name you prefer. Morena says, "This is for the last time." By the way, guys, I'm sick. By the way, I forgot to mention. If my voice sounds like deeper than usual, that's why. I forgot to mention that before. But you probably already noticed, but yeah. Anyways, "This is for the last time. You can't change your answer after this." Borkson says, "Yes, that's fine." And in her mind, she's saying, "No, don't. That's not what I want."
Okay, why didn't we predict this in the last episode?
Because, Dylan, we were locked in on this card game not being Nen related. That's the problem. We had to expand our mind. We weren't open to that idea, but We were wrong.
We were
wrong.
Yeah. Going into this next set of pages, we see Borkson looking at the card, reaching at the card, the yes card, saying, "This is the card I chose." In her mind, though, the entire time she's saying, "Stop! That's not true. No, no." She is doing this against her will, very evidently.
Yes.
Morena says, "I see. I'm happy you're going to join us, but just a little bit disappointed. You cheated, didn't you?" As Borkson has a straight face, but the implication there is like, oh, she screwed up. As Morena then explains, "It must have been after you used the deal card. You stopped the shuffle and double-checked the 2 cards on your board. That's when you marked the return card." And we talked about this in a prior episode,
Yes.
I believe, where like it was interesting how she asked to pick up the cards, and we discussed how that maybe that was implicating, she was marking the cards to some degree. So that's confirmed.
Yeah. I wasn't entirely convinced she was cheating, but I mean, it's proof here, so I guess that's the case.
Yeah. So we have a small little flashback in this panel, going back to when she did just that. These 2 cards, can I turn them over and look at them? Morena's saying, "See, they're no," and return. Borkson saying yes. And we're closing in on the return card, and you can't really see much within what's actually drawn in the panels, but the implication here is like this is where she marked the card, I believe. And that's when we go into the next set of pages.
That's my turn, right?
Yes.
I tried to look, but I see no dent or no mark where she said, and I was also like at the same like mindset is that there is like some 5D chess she's playing. It's like she's gonna say yes, but she's up to but no, she was forced to say yes. It's like, oh my god, this is a whole week of thinking for nothing,
Yep.
So Morena says you must have put a tiny indentation in the front along both edges, which we still cannot see. There's also like some highlights around it, but whatever. Morena continues to say it's too far for me to see an orange. The shuffler would only see the back of the card, but you could see it no matter which way the card was oriented after shuffling. By crushing the card at the moment of victory, you got rid of the evidence. You could have got rid of the evidence.
I called that. I just wanted to put that out there. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yep, something was up with that. Patting myself on the back for that one.
I thought it was just a cute character moment put in there. It's like, she's so relatable. She was so excited, but nope, got played. Got played.
That was
cover up.
Yep.
This game and those cards are a part of my nan ability, and there you go.
That's confirmed now. Yep. We were doubters.
That's big. That's big. Yeah, we were doubters. Big time.
If you cheat, the manipulative aspect of my ability is automatically triggered. You can only pick yes or no. Your choices for the last card were reduced to 2, but you only have yourself to blame for your ultimate choice. And then we get this very like intimidating forehead to forehead, Borkson and Morena. Morena says intimidately, you should have initiated that. You should have what?
Intuited.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not my first language.
Anyway.
You're good.
You should have intuited. We didn't take this word in class. Intimidated.
Okay.
I know what it means.
Yeah.
You should have known. You should have known
There you
that
go.
cheating in a tournament. Now I'm
Another word? A tantamount is this word.
a tantamount. What does that
It's a rough
mean?
sentence.
You know my I'm sorry, guys.
This definition for you.
This is a mess.
All right.
Like my mind looks
No,
at the
you're good,
world
you're good.
at the word from afar, and like autofills. It's like, yeah, it looks like tournament. Let's just say tournament, but it's not.
Hey, you know what? I could see it, to your credit.
Oh, yeah. Tantamount means equivalent in seriousness, or so basically like virtually the same as is what that means.
Yeah, the translators are not giving me any break, you know?
No.
No,
So
they are
sorry.
not.
to abandoning this serious game. Basically, she's saying is like, dude, from the start, you made sure to ask me if I'm cheating, and no, I am not cheating. So like, you took the easy way out, and you thought you were like manipulating your way into winning, but you got played at the end. This was a serious game. You should have taken it seriously from the beginning, but
Yep.
you didn't.
Yep.
So that
Morena
is the
continues. Yeah, so, by yes, you are going to join us, she asked. Borkson says, very frightened, I think, yes, I will join you. And then they all clap.
Man. Then they all clap. Yep, that's right.
And then they all clap. And Borkson, oh, poor Borkson, collapses. Like, this relief
Like the weight of the world.
that she feels. Yeah, when I first read this, I thought that by the final yes that she said, she was like struck by the ability of Morena or something. But no, like after rereading it again, I think she was just like relieved that, okay, they're not gonna kill me, I think. And then she collapsed.
My read on this is actually that the manipulation is being lifted here. So she's like, because the whole time we've seen her before this, she's really like stone-faced. It's like definitely not her real emotion. But then she says, yes, I will join you. And then she kind of falls to her knees and gets a different facial expression. So I interpret it as like the manipulation is wearing off at this point.
I definitely see that. Also with the changes of the eyes, she had white eyes for like a couple of frames here and there, but then she returns to black eyes. I can see it. And then Morena says, to welcome the brand new member of our team, I will explain the yes card that you didn't choose during our game.
I like the accent for her. That's good.
That's how I imagine her voice in my head.
Yeah, I could see it.
I could see it for sure.
So, Morena goes on and says, as long as you're alive and stand and on our side, we won't come after you, or the people dear to you, of course. My ability is called Contagion. With Etude of Love, it's like a game app. It's installed in you yourself, and I manage the play data.
And that's
So
like
this
the
actually
15th,
threw me for a loop.
15th
go ahead.
time we get, it's like the 15th time we get an explanation of Morena's ability.
Yeah.
She loves explaining Contagion.
She does. So this threw me for a loop, though, because do we have smartphones in Hunter x Hunter world? I feel like every time we've seen phones, it's been flip phones. Am I wrong?
We did see a phone not too long ago with Crollo, remember?
It was a flip
Was that a
phone.
smartphone?
I don't know if it was a
that
smartphone.
was a flip phone, right?
Maybe it was a flip phone. I don't remember, actually. But
I guess there are still game apps on flip phones.
Like,
but they're
I'm
not-
just saying, if Greed Island as a concept can exist in this world, I don't doubt that smartphones can.
Well, but yeah, I mean, Greed Island was made through Nen.
But who's
So
to say
that's
smartphones
different.
couldn't be NEN infused as well?
Okay, maybe. You're right.
I mean,
Anybody can join Great Island.
I'm just happy it's not that abomination of a bug phone that they had in like York New. And that was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
why?
yeah.
Why?
What happened to
True.
those? So yeah, it's installed like an app. I always know your level, number of points, location, and status. You cannot remove it. The game continues until you clear the game, the admin ceases to exist, or the phone is destroyed.
Note that that's in quotation marks also. That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Phone, like she means like the actual person, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
thinking.
my guess.
Yeah, because the analogy is that she manages the play data within the person, which is assumed to be like the body that encompasses the game, right? So the phone,
Borkson,
right?
Borkson is the phone, and she just installed something into
Yeah.
Borkson. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Correct.
implying that she can't escape it unless she clears the game, Morena dies, or she dies. That's pretty much it.
Yep. Continuing, I already told you the 3 conditions to join us. Clear them, and the process will be complete. You're actually quite free to do what you want after that. For example, I don't recommend it, but Infighting and backstabbing aren't forbidden, as long as it's not too flagrant. So that's interesting too.
Yeah.
We always kind of had the idea that these were pretty tight knit around here, but I guess that's not exactly a requirement. You can still backstab. Borkson then kneels. Oh, I guess has she been on the ground this whole time? Yeah, she never got up. Never mind. Right now, you're level 0. You haven't fulfilled all the conditions of joining. Once you clear the last condition, you will be formally level 1. You will get a Nen ability at level 21, and you'll be able to make your own team at level 100. We know all this. Kill a civilian, gain 1 level. Kill someone with Nen, gain 10 levels. Kill a prince, 50 levels.
Good reminder, though.
Yeah.
Good reminder.
Yeah. Whether you level up or not is up to you. Whether you stay here or go back to your friends is also up to you. You're free. But we will betray you the moment we realize you're of no use to us. Our goal is to kill people, after all. Yes, amazing panel here.
I love
when Togashi gets sketchy like this. Yeah, it's so good. I love this.
I think it's even better seeing that like Morena is just like cloaked in like just this black shadow, essentially, right? Whereas everyone else is very scratchy around. It just makes her more what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating, I guess, than like compared to the rest of them. I don't know. This just makes her like stand out even more, which I like.
Also, the fact that Borkson is still drawn normally, so it's like it almost makes Morena and her team feel like inhuman, and then like Borkson still has her humanity. Yeah, it's very good. I love this a lot.
Yep, very very nice panel. We go over to the next page, and then Borkson basically spells out what Morena means by what she says, in that and this is all in her head. There's an undetermined time limit. If they find another specialist candidate, I'll no longer be valuable. We also talked about this, I believe, in the last episode, where like just because like Borkson joins her doesn't mean other specialists are off the table in terms of like being important to Haley, and this confirms that. This is like basically the moment they find someone else that is maybe more suited to their goals or can help them better, they'll off Borkson no problem. So there's a time limit, as she says.
Right.
If her ability is installed in me like an app, I should assume it comes with spyware that shows her everything I see and hear. Which makes sense. Morena did say she basically knows her location at all times and all that. So, which by the way, that's so broken. like just complete control essentially.
It's wild, yeah.
I do need power to go against them, but I have to kill someone to get an ability in the shortest amount of time. Which I want to point out, if this is something that Borkson is implying she will attempt in order to like have something, then really that means she has to kill the prince if she wants to do the shortest amount of time.
I think it's about time for that little kid that no one cares about, the 13 one. The 13 one, I think he's about to go. Man.
Mariah?
Oh yes, this guy. I don't even remember his name, man. Like I don't remember the last time we saw him. Because I don't know. I'm calling it. It's his time.
Mariah, no.
I would sooner say Tyson or someone. I don't know about Mariah.
I have my guess. I'll leave it for now, though. We'll get to this eventually.
Yeah, okay.
So with Borkson thinking that to herself, she stands back up, looks Morena face to face, and says, "I'm going back to my people." As Morena replies, "Don't forget, we're your people too now." So, creepy. And as Borkson thinks to herself as she's walking away, I have a purpose now. So I guess the intent with Borkson now is she's going to try and get the Nen ability and use it against her. Which we'll see how that goes for her, I guess. Because I'm not too optimistic for her on that, but... We'll see. Morena is a force to be reckoned with, as we've seen now. As Borkson says, Morena, will you show me around? And before I go back, I want to know more about my new comrades. So, kind of a psyop situation now for her, against her will. But, you know, she doesn't really have another choice, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, it's my turn. Do you want me to start,
Yeah.
or do you want us like talk about the Morena works and stuff? Because now it's like
Oh
we're
yeah,
going
so
into
I
a new
guess that is
chapter.
the end of that, huh?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
negotiation.
it's basically a new
negotiation
chapter at
game-
this point.
we can rest assured
yeah,
now that
let's
negotiation
just-
game is ended.
Yes, it is over now.
Didn't think it would last this long, but we're here
I
now.
didn't, but you know, it was. I did really enjoy it. I mean, it was a great time. It just, like I said, it was very difficult for thumbnails. That's about the only negative
Doesn't
I
it-
have about it.
Doesn't it frustrate you a bit that, but technically we got 4 chapters of this game, but by the end of it, what happened last by Bergson cheating, it invalidates the whole game. So why did we play the game? It was left at the end with a yes or no question as it started. So it's like, oh my god.
That's really funny, but I do kind of like it in that, like, I don't know. There's something satisfying about how it ended to me at the same time.
I
can't
mean,
really
yes,
figure out why, though.
I enjoyed it, and I think the key thing here is Borgson. This was Borgson's time. Borgson, obviously is gonna be very, very important. And like Morena is the one getting the most love in this whole arc. I think. Like she showed up out of nowhere. It's like, hey, what's up? I want to destroy the whole world. It's like, yep, okay, yep. You say, Morena is like Gyro if Gyro had his chance.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like when Gyro appeared in the Chimera Ant arc, he appeared,
Yeah.
he was like, Salam alaikum, like he said hi, and then he walked off. He's like, yo, bro, I want more of that. Morena is the same thing. Morena, she was like, hello, guys. And then she stayed. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're totally
now,
right.
now we're getting it.
I love the comparisons between her and Gyro. Like, I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, there's much to talk about with that. That's
Yeah.
But,
interesting.
Okay, let's keep going and then we'll get back to it.
Yeah, we got another
Yeah.
half of this chapter.
All right, yeah. So, an announcement. Do not move until you've been patted down. No, this is at the speaker. It's not dramatic. It's at the speaker. And then a soldier talking on the phone. Tier 3, central area. Clear. Another announcement. If you move much as an inch, you will be shot without warning. Special martial law. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. Okay, and then a soldier. Captain. Case S. Oh, it's like case S. It's like
Case
okay,
S.
Case
okay.
S.
What's an S? That's like super. I
Yeah.
think a supernatural case. You know, there's something
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
and then we get this door. Keep out. It's blocked off. A number
Well-
3,101.
This would be my turn now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That
I
was,
got
yeah,
lost.
that was a double pitch spread. Yeah. No, you're good.
Got
But yeah,
lost,
with the
sorry.
door, continuing from there. It's room 3101 with a bunch of keep out signs on it, and we then see more soldiers walking away and talking, saying 3 soldiers total who entered this door disappeared. The witnessing soldiers said they vanished into thin air as they entered. Textbook Case S, a supernatural incident. This may be why the corporal and the others went missing. We found a hidden room behind the bathroom next door. Looks like someone cut through the bathroom wall.
I wonder who did that.
I wonder. The hidden room was connected to room 125. In room 25, the bathroom wall was the trick door. Tier 3 is Haley's territory. Contact Tier 1. So that's very impressive that they figured that out, actually. I did not put that much stock in the Royal Army.
Yeah,
but
they figured it out.
that's
Wow.
impressive. Yeah. Another guard, maybe the same one who really knows, says to Benjamin, Your Highness, they found what looks to be Haley's hideout. Nen is involved. The room was empty. We're searching for the other hideout locations. And now Benjamin, with a gun in hand, says, Squad 3 will deal with Haley. Our priority is securing the princes. 3rd Prince Zhonglei and 7th Prince Lucerus are currently unaccounted for.
Oh, interesting.
Huh. Find them. Leave the lower ranked princes for later. How would I read this? I guess the top left would be next.
Yeah.
I would read it from bottom right and then to the top left. That's how I read it, anyways. But
I have no idea.
It doesn't really matter in this case, I don't think. But
I'll read the because I think the other ones are thoughts, so I'll just do the other like speech bubble. So,
but these are all. Oh no, yeah, you're right.
He is, yeah. Zhang Lei likely sought refuge at the Justice Department. It's possible he went farther down to meet up with the Mafia. Tell the Squad 2 recon team and the scouts to focus on Zhang Lei. And then I think in his mind this could... Oh wait, is this a soldier saying it? I cannot tell who's speaking.
It's hard to say, but like... I didn't think it was thought bubbles at first because it's the same thing as everything else. But like there's no little like... speech thing, so
you see like a little tail at the bottom of this one on the right that makes me think it might be a soldier saying this. It must be, but the way the text bubbles are so jagged, it's kind of hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
But somebody here is saying Zhang Lei went to Tier 2 right before the declaration via cross bridge from. Okay, I see. This is a soldier saying this, and then Benjamin would say the thing I actually just read in response to that.
We cracked it.
My bad.
Cracked the code.
Okay. Anyways, Zhang Lei went to Tier 2 right before the declaration via cross bridge from inside the GU boss residence. Currently confirming the route and following his trail. Follow-up report in 15 minutes. And then after the thing I said before, some soldiers say, yes, sir. And now, in Benjamin's mind, he's saying, 10 hours from onset to coma. Death comes 2 hours after that. I have about 9.5 more hours. I need to eliminate the princes by then.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
What in the world could have happened to him?
Peak.
This is peak.
This is so good.
He's really channeling his inner Oda right now with all these time limits. I want to put that out there.
That's very true, yeah.
But I'm here for it. This is really hype. As we go into this other double page spread, where I'm really we get some further explanation from Benjamin here in his thoughts. As long as I am officially anointed as successor, even if I die, I can hand the throne over to my child. Whoa, okay. So another child has hit the boat. That's
right.
It's a very ongoing plot thread here. Multiple childs of multiple people. Emergency Law Article 1, sustaining the monarchy in a crisis will apply. As some soldier is saying, First Prince Benjamin on deck. You know, he's on the move.
He sure is.
As he continues to think to himself, I must get father's declaration of succession and the documentation. Then, taking into account the time required for the legal proceedings of having my illegitimate child named as my official successor, I don't have a moment to lose. 4 princes left. So, there's a couple things here that's that we got to talk about. One, he has an illegitimate child. No idea what that could imply, but it's there. I get maybe it could relate to like was it Queen Dwazel who had like what looked like maybe like a baby crib or a stroller?
I think that was Unma, wasn't it?
That was Unma.
Or was it Dwazel?
No, she had the Benjamin face. She had like his face.
Okay, so that wasn't that. Wait, I think I have them confused. Let me get my.
It was one of the two. I don't remember which, admittedly, but it's hard to keep track of the queens for me.
Yeah, Unma is Benjamin's mother.
Unma.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I think.
Either way,
I also want to keep in mind that Unma is also Halkenburg's.
Yeah.
Wait, never mind. Or wait, actually, yeah. Because that was just revealed recently. Yes.
So there is something I want to throw out there with that being in mind. We're thinking this is Benjamin actually speaking because like it's not showing Halkenburg's portrait or anything, but like we don't know if Halkenburg has or has not possessed Benjamin's body like we've been speculating. That's not confirmed, and I think that's kind of interesting that like that's not being shown.
It's total like because there's nothing here that leads me to think like, oh, this is 100% Benjamin or this is 100% Halkenburg.
Yep.
Like, it's pretty neutral dialogue, right? Like this could be either one of them saying any of this stuff.
Yep.
And that continues through the rest of the chapter too. So it's really tough. I want to believe that this is Halkenburg. Obviously, I'm #1 Halkenburg dick rider in the world, so I'm rooting for my boy, but I don't know. Who can say?
Yeah, and then the other thing to point out here is the 4 princes left. So, based off the prior dialogue, we can assume that he's trying to round up all of the princes, essentially, right? Because some of them have obviously gone missing, and we know that 2 of them are Loserus and Zhonglei. So, assuming
Loserus is expected.
Yes. Zhonglei was kind of unexpected. I didn't expect that.
Yes, that was a
development.
surprise.
But assuming the 4 princes left is related to just trying to find the missing princes, who could the other 2 be? That's another mystery now that's set up. Who are the other 2 missing? We can maybe assume Mariah is one of them. You think that?
Wobble, you think? Seridnich, I think is very likely, yeah. But Wobble, what's your thought process there? What do you think for Wobble? You think Karapika did something? Think got him off the boat? Got her off the boat? Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like that's like, how do you say it? The most obvious thing to think is like, if you're gonna think about the 4 that should be highlighted here. Like not Camilla, like the second prince, because Benjamin has beef with her, so obviously he locked her like straight away from the princes that he. Yeah. And most of the other princes, like Tyson, like the 13 kid that I think is Borgson's gonna go off him real soon. Most of these are like easy to write off, but the 4 that are being highlighted. We got Zhang Li, we got Loserus, and I think the most obvious thing to think about is Seridnik, because Seridnik, and Wobble is connected to our main guy, Karapika. So
I
will
push back against Seridnich a little bit, only because he said in the prior page, remember, 3rd Prince Zhonglei and 7th Prince Loserus are currently unaccounted for. Find them, leave the lower ranked princes for later. So that part in particular, I'm assuming he's saying, yeah, the lower ranked princes of the 4, leave those for later. Find Loserus and Zhonglei first, because they're higher ranked. So if we're assuming that, Seridnich would not be a part of that. Seridnich would already be accounted for in some way, which is further implied by the next couple pages we'll be reading. But yeah. So that leads my personal guesses for the other 2 princes he's talking about is Mariam, because he's already missing, right? He's whatever this Nen Beast is doing, that's all that's happening right now.
That's
right?
true.
So yeah. I don't know that nobody else would know about like that would be an easy one to go missing essentially, right? And then my other guess is Fugetsu, because of the traveling door shenanigans.
Okay. I like that. I guess Fugetsu has a little less evidence, but the Mariam thing is pretty convincing, considering the fact that, if you went to go check on Mariam's room, I mean, you wouldn't see anybody in there. So I think you'd have to think he was missing.
That's my reasoning, though. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That makes sense.
But
the Wobble, I don't know. That'd be wild if like something. I guess there could be something like we haven't touched on Karapika in a minute, so there could be some development there where they've hidden Wobble in some capacity with some Nen ability, perhaps.
I could see it for sure. Yeah, we could get swerved on that. So I don't doubt that for a second. That's a possibility. But a lot of mysteries being set up here now. Who's in control? If anybody is in control, is Benjamin actually, Benjamin here? Who are the 4 princes he's talking about? Like, there's a lot going on now. I'm very excited.
Yes. Whose turn was it?
So that was me reading. So it'd be your turn. Yes.
Okay. Wait.
I gotta say,
I didn't specify.
I love the whole military coup that is going on, the martial law declaration, and Benjamin being a military commander, and he's leading his soldier to do this coup. It's like amazingly executed. I love it. So he storms into a room where obviously there's important people inside this room, and Benjamin, stone-faced, declares, "I am Benjamin, Deputy Chief Counsel. Without further ado, at the Central Court, I will consolidate all three branches of government by military force. And we are taking over this building as our joint force command center." He's not messing around, man. He's not kidding. He's like, he's coming. No. Yes, I am taking over everything. So I don't want a lot of talking. Yes, this is happening. Don't test me.
Yes.
And in the back we see my man Botobai, and he's built. Yep. Botobai is built. There's a panel coming up where they stand next to each other, and both of them are built crazy. We see Messiah Stone.
Yeah.
I always mispronounce his name. My man about to bring a yellow card to Benjamin. And yeah, this is the face-off. This is a face-off. If you see Mosiah Stope like holds his hands up, it's like, okay, everyone, calm down. We got the Melody Simp or whatever it's called, the Justice
Kaiser.
Bureau guy.
Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser. Yeah, the bureau guy. Also holding his hand up, it's like, guys, calm down. And then my man Botobi, he's doing like a little hand thing. He's like,
yeah, he's
okay,
got
chill.
a little something there.
Yeah, I'm not intimidated or anything. He's like, calm down, okay? And then Benjamin declares, "You three, because I see you three are very important people. You got two Zodiacs and you got the bureau guy. Like, you three will be my witness. Basically, you three will legitimize what I'm doing in order to make it final. And obviously, when it's legitimate for Benjamin, he can then bestow the throne to his children." Which for me, like, this validate the whole point that it's Halkenburg inside there, because why would Halkenburg care about passing on the throne? Halkenburg wants to like end this whole thing from the start, want to stop what is going on, or at least that's what we think is going on. Why previously would he mention like, okay, let me do this and that so I can bestow this to my child? So yeah, this is what makes me feel that this Benjamin, it is Benjamin, and he has been played by Halkenburg. Anyway,
that's
Kaige,
a good call,
your
actually.
turn.
Yes, I see where you're coming from. Well, let's finish off the chapter and then we'll talk more about that. So, Mizai says, "First, can you provide your basis for declaring martial law and the letter of authorization from the king?" Benjamin says, "Terrorism with a biological weapon orchestrated by 4th Prince Serednich and 9th Prince Halkenburg."
Huh.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. "There was a collaborator in my military. A sample under development was brought on board. There were multiple co-conspirators, several suspects were arrested and now are being questioned. Some of the suspects were accompanying the prince's security teams when they were taken to secure locations. To be safe, I'd like to complete the administrative steps without delay." And then Mizai says his plan, in his mind he's saying this, his plan is to leverage the princes in Tier 1 as hostages to secure the 3 branches. Right.
Makes sense.
And then, oh, wow, I didn't even notice this the first time. We actually see Benjamin's guardian spirit piece.
Oh, wait, I didn't parse that until now, too. Holy.
Yeah, that's a
back.
rare sight.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Just chilling up there with those Neferpitu legs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He says out loud, "We cannot release those who are suspected of infection from isolation until complete analysis of the sample. Without the integration of the 3 powers, I cannot permit their transfer to a hospital while I'm unsure of your situation. The king's letter of authorization is being written as we speak. They will contact you once it's been signed and sealed. You can retrieve it then." Mizai continues to think to himself, he's an impulsive dictator who prefers shortcuts, true to his profile. Probably most of this is conveniently twisted half-truths. And then out loud, Benjamin says, let's get this done. And Botobai says, Your Highness, you look rather pale. Are you all right? And then very thick-necked Benjamin here says, there's no problem at all.
His neck is like really wide in this profile.
It's pretty wild. That's our man,
That's funny.
though.
Dude, look how
no
tall
problem
he
at
is.
all.
Look how tall he is and how
Yeah.
tall Botobai
Yeah.
is. Built crazy, man.
Yeah, you can stand up to him.
Benjamin is slouching, though, so I think he's still got a little bit of height on him, but not by much. And then we got some Kaiser thoughts. He is thinking.
I just want to say
Benjamin-
really
Oh,
quickly, I got bamboozled at first when I read this because from this side shot of Kaiser, it looked a lot like Leorio to me, and I was like, "Why is he here?"
Just randomly.
Yeah, I swear for a solid like 2 minutes, I thought like, "Oh, what Leorio? Like he was here the entire time," and I was like, "Oh wait, no, I'm stupid."
I can kind of see it, yeah. Kind of got the eyes. Anyways, Kaiser's thinking, if Benjamin is pushing so hard because he himself has been infected, considering Halkenburg's progression, he has 24 hours at most. Which we know is actually far less than that, but still a guess. Continuing, if we can somehow stave this off for one more day, we'll be able to see the light. I still have my final stronghold.
One
40
more
minutes
day.
into special martial law. Yeah.
What could he mean by that? Huh. I guess we have like literally nothing to go off of for that statement. But
Amazing.
No,
aside
we
from,
sure
like,
don't.
the loserist assassination plan, maybe, but I don't know how that would tie into this, and it's weird.
Yeah, the
I
fact
mean-
that Kaiser's here at all is interesting.
I hate on Kaiser a lot, to be honest. I meme on him, but he's actually a dope character. I love him. That's where we're left.
That's where we're left. So
what a cliffhanger. I'm really sad by it,
what a
honestly.
cliffhanger. It's a bummer. I keep looking at that Benjamin panel. There's no problem at all. What a panel that is. He just looks so bizarre there.
Looks so wide.
He's a very wide man. So yeah, this was a fantastic chapter. Obviously, it leaves us all wondering what even is next. Where are we going from here? Are we gonna go back in time? Are we gonna see the funeral, or are we never gonna see the funeral? Does it matter? I don't know. I really don't know what Togashi's cooking.
I can't help but shake the feeling that like we have to go back at some point to see what happened between the funeral procession and Benjamin. Like just exactly what happened to have him get poisoned in the first place, even if this is the real Benjamin. Which
Right. There's
I think
just
we
so
have
much
some
mystery.
we have some community comments speculating on that, thankfully. But
Right.
like it's gonna be yeah, I can't help but shake like we gotta revisit that at some point. That's just too much of a hanging question for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would hope we get to see it, but you never really know with Togashi, unfortunately.
True. And then we'll revisit Morena and Borkson at some point again, I'm sure, as well, knowing what happened
we're not
now
done
in this
there.
chapter.
We've got so many plot lines to touch in on, though.
And there's a lot of time jumping. There is a lot of
There's a lot-
time jumping.
And there's going to be going forward. Like we have again, like Kaige said, there's so many plot threads that are open now still between all of everything that's happened, and like we're just gonna be jumping all over the place from here on out. I feel like until and it all inevitably branches to like that final like climax. But I don't know what that looks like at this point, so it's hard to speculate.
Yeah, what's also interesting to point out here is that with all of those said plot lines, most of them likely had significant progress made on them during this time where we weren't allowed to see what was happening.
Yep.
So all of these known plot lines are kind of unknowns at this point because we have no idea what's happened in all of them except for, well, actually really none of them. The Morena one is about all we know solidly what's going on right now.
Yeah,
Like
but it's
in this
Loserous-
hour that that 20 minutes where Bergson got kidnapped and the 40 minutes of martial law. This 1 hour is so crucial and so important, and a lot of stuff went down. Like you don't know the half of it. Like I'm willing to say or to guess that in this 1 hour, maybe Beyond got released from his cell. Like a lot of stuff happened in that hour, and I believe that every thread of the story in that hour would progress the story when the story continues.
Yeah. Like you said, like literally anything could have happened. Yeah, Beyond could have been released. I don't know. It's anything could have happened here, and that's what's so insane to think about.
We had to assume
like that.
The basic thing that we have to assume is that Might made it back to Benjamin, and got Mightенberg, like Halkenburg and Might's his body, and got released the disease thing into Benjamin. We have to assume that happened, and that was the catalyst for starting the martial law. I don't know why he had to bring Sridnik into this. Why you guys think that is?
Yeah.
We do know that they kind of hate each other from just like the moment this arc even began, right?
Yeah.
So maybe this is just like an assumption on his part that he's involved. Maybe he doesn't have conclusive evidence to that. We do know that
doesn't sound like him though.
But there has to be something that like has prompted this reasoning though, because as the readers, we have no idea why he would be wrapped up in this. But maybe it's as simple as, maybe we know he's been kind of kept in his quarters this entire time for him trying to learn Nen, right? Maybe it's as simple as like he didn't show up to the funeral, so like that's kind of suspicious, Like it could be as simple as that, and like maybe that's conclusive enough for Benjamin.
Do you believe in that previous hour or previous 40 minute he activated his Benjamin baton?
It's hard to say what happened within the funeral in general. That's kind of where it's all up in the air at the moment. And I hope that
if my man
sooner rather than later.
If my man only got like a couple of hours left to live, and we don't see his powers at play, man, come on, man. We don't even know what his Nen Beast like actually does.
Hey, to be fair, we never saw how some of the Prince's Nen Beasts work before they died.
The whole weird tree thing of Second Prince. Don't know what that is. Fair enough.
No. Yeah, we can't necessarily rule Benjamin out yet, like just because we know he is poisoned and has hours left. There could be ways to
this sentence
save his life still.
This sentence is so how do you say it? Oxymoronic. Like, man, we cannot give up on this guy. He's only like very sick and has a few hours left to live. We cannot give up on this guy.
Well, this is a fantasy world. There's so many ways
gave you that
his
idea?
life could be saved.
Step in, Leorio. Save this man's life.
Maybe.
Hey, Leorio could save. There's Nen abilities that could save this guy. There's ways that he could be saved still. I am thinking that's not going to happen, but I know for a fact, like almost certainly, we're going to get comments about this whenever we go into the next section. I know people are going to say that Benjamin's not out. Our audiences are firm believers that Benjamin will not be annihilated early. Me and Dylan think he's gone. We think he's gone soon, but people like to fight us back on that one a lot. So I'm just trying to address all points. He could still somehow come back from this. I do not expect him to, but it is possible. And, okay, big talking point I want to get into. Where's everybody at? Is this actually Benjamin? I know, Mahmoud, you said you're more on the side of this actually being Benjamin. Dylan, what do you think?
It's kind of a coin flip in my mind. Like, I see valid points for both. But if I had to lean one way or the other... See, the problem is I'm hung up on the whole, like, illegitimate child thing. And I don't know if that's something like... I guess it's... In my head, that would be more something like Halkenburg would care about rather than Benjamin. So that's kind of a point towards Halkenburg being in his body. But at the same time, like, the poison stuff would make sense as well. But it's all kind of hinged on just what happened during the funeral procession. what happened when his body was brought to Benjamin, and that entirely determines like without having that context, I'm just really not sure. If I had to lean one way or the other, though, I feel like it's probably Benjamin, but I very much could see it being Halkenburg still.
I mean, think about it. If Halkenburg is in Benjamin's body at the moment, and he's, I just realized, like, if someone was passing outside of my room right now and just heard the last sentence that I said, he would be very weirded out. Like what are you talking about? So anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, that's
If Halkenburg was inside Benjamin's body, why would he make that play? All right, of taking over the government and then dying and passing down the thing to his child? If he's in Benjamin's body, why would he say having my legitimate child named as an official successor? What, like if Halkenburg was,
he wants to bring the whole
there,
system down.
if Halkenburg was in there and having this thought, he would have said, I would have Benjamin's illegitimate child take over as successor. That would have made more sense.
Well,
right?
Would it?
Like, why would Halkenburg inside Benjamin's body think and think as if Benjamin is the one speaking to himself? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
well, we don't know whose child it is. This could be Halkenburg's child that's being talked about here.
Okay, but if it's Halkenburg's child, how would he be the successor of Benjamin? It's not Benjamin's child. It's not the.
Wait, yeah.
You understand me?
No, that's a very good point. Yes,
I see.
That would be a very weird thing.
Benjamin died. Prince Benjamin died. All right. The heir to the throne is Halkenburg's kid. What the? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
It will be Benjamin's child, and obviously only Benjamin would think that to himself. It makes absolute sense.
Between the two, even only Benjamin would be interested in like it's a more Benjamin-like thing to be like, okay, well, if I can't rule, my child will, right? Like Halkenburg, like you've brought up before, he kind of just wants the entire system gone. So I don't know if he would be interested even if he had a child, for him to be like a successor to like the system he hates.
You're right.
I mean, to me, this single line like gives it away. It's Benjamin thinking to himself, all right, I do this, I take over the government, and then my child will be the successor. Makes absolute sense.
I think you've convinced me. I think that this is Benjamin.
Halkenburg will not for no reason say this sentence. It doesn't make any sense if Halkenburg was in there.
Yes. Okay, I'm with you. You've also convinced me. Yeah, you're right.
But then that raises the other question: what the hell happened to Halkenburg?
I mean, he might just be dead at this point.
But he might not. He might not be, though.
He might be floating around in some other body. Yeah, I mean,
we don't know what happened to Balls.
He is truly a wild card. We have absolutely no idea. Like, the thing with Halkenburg is he could be anyone. Also, is the thing with him. So it's very hard to say. I want to believe he's alive.
You know what will be peak is that he makes it out alive out of this whole shebang, and then he transfers his body into a normal guy, and then Borgsen gets this normal guy, and then boom, she becomes like 50 degrees up without knowing that she actually killed the prince. And then, like, she speedruns this whole thing.
You're cooking. That's crazy.
I love it.
Wow. That's great.
Better. That's better than what I would have than my guess on that. If because I mentioned I was going to talk about that later. I had the thought that maybe she ends up killing Zhongle, since he's obviously traveling below tier 1 now, and he's just kind of, we don't know what's up with him. But he's also involved with the Mafia stuff, which kind of ties in with the Haley stuff going on as well. So that was my line of thinking. But I love the Halkenburg idea. I'm on board.
That is amazing. Yeah, I really, really like that. Even if not Borgsen, I could see somebody just like accidentally killing him. Well, not on purpose killing him, but accidentally it being Halkenburg.
Yeah, that's a Togashi thing.
Hitting.
That's a Togashi thing.
It would be. Yeah. Just subvertive expectations. Set up
100%.
Halkenburg like this, and then just have him be off randomly in a random ass body, giving someone 50 points.
I would be so sad if that's how
It's like
Halkenburg goes out, but I also love it.
It's like the Hisoka versus Kurolo part in the York New Arc. Like we got this awesome face down where they got off the airplane, and yes, and Hisoka takes off the spider tag, and then nah man, we're not gonna fight. That's a Togashi thing to do. That's a Togashi thing to do. It's like
100%.
I can imagine it's like Halkenburg making out by some kind of a miracle, and then oh yeah, boom, gets off by an accident by this new kid Borkson that is trying to learn, and I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It makes me think of like Kite and P2 as well, where it's like, oh, this awesome fight's gonna happen, Kite's gonna, make it out, just barely maybe, but it'll be cool, and then it's like, nope, it was a massacre. Like,
Yep. Total wash.
Just
I love that. I think that is a fantastic idea. Yeah, that's so good.
Classic Togashi subverting of expectations. That would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Is there any other final thoughts that we want to get out before we see what other people said? Anything? Anybody got anything?
I just love that
about...
we are so over. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just love that we are so over the negotiation game that we haven't like mentioned it as soon as we got it's like the negotiation game. It was actually pretty fun. I really enjoyed Jarmi. The second we're out of there, we forgot about it. It's like, dude, come on, I need some action. Give me some other stuff other than the card game.
Yeah. You know? I get it. Yeah, there isn't much to say about what happened in it. For this chapter, because she really did just explain Contagion again, and then that's kind of it.
Well,
so
the whole
I don't know
reveal
what
of
to
like
say about it.
the whole reveal of like manipulation was still cool.
Yeah,
that was a cool.
That was
revelation.
great. That was very surprising. Also, we were definitely not expecting that. You and I, at least. But
I was happy though to see more of what's happening outside the card game though after experiencing multiple chapters within the game itself. Like it was interesting for sure, but like I think that's a testament to just how much more other interesting plot lines are happening in the moment as well. It's not like it's not that the card game was like bad or like detracting from anything. It's just that there's so much else I want to see as well, So I'm happy to see more of that, even though we're going on hiatus again, unfortunately.
And I do think, down the road, it'll be beneficial for this to have happened. Not only because, this is like the real introduction to Borkson as a character. This is way better than her original introduction. So it helps in that regard. And I also truly believe that we're going to play this game again at some point with somebody else. And so it'll be beneficial for that in the future. And hopefully it would go through a lot faster in that case, since we've already done it once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
But that's about the only thoughts I have to say on the negotiation game section.
Yeah, other than that, this was a great chapter.
Absolutely, yeah. I am so sad we're on hiatus, but there's still much to talk about with this chapter. So if we're all ready, I think let's go see what everybody else had to say about this chapter.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, now it is time to read what you guys have to say about chapter 410. We're gonna really soak this one in. It'll be the last time we discuss a new chapter for a bit.
Yeah.
Remember to, I guess, well, normally this is where I would say keep an eye out for a post every Sunday for thoughts on chapters, but I can't really say that this time, unfortunately. But do keep an eye out for YouTube community posts or posts on the Twitter and Bluesky accounts for potential community engagement, and we might have some stuff cooking where you'll be able to get your thoughts in for future episodes about various topics. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah,
we're still taking community comments. That'll still be a regular segment. We have to figure out when we're putting out the post from now on, because it's not limited to just Sunday. And you might have a lot longer to submit a response also from now on, so that's good news.
Yeah, some minor format changes to be decided on that, but just keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Yep. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The first is actually a response to the Twitter post from Naomi saying, "This was my second favorite chapter from this batch. Number 1 was Fake Ahsoka." Fair. Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Great pick.
Do you think Benjamin off-screened Balkenburg? Another name for mutation.
Yep.
It seems like Benjamin is ill with the same bioweapon Balls sneakily used on Halkenburg. Benjamin must understand by now that Balls is compromised. And I think I'm inclined to agree at this point. Maybe not with
100%.
off-screening. The thing is, I don't know how, in what fashion, you mean by, off-screening, Balkenburg has said here.
Yeah, because I don't know if Benjamin killed him per se. He might have just ran out of time. But
we also don't know, would he have, shot him? What happened to, is there some soul swapping shenanigans at play here that we wouldn't know about, even if, Benjamin were to kill?
Maybe the Nen Beast loophole. Maybe that's a Nen Beast loophole where the Nen Beast of Benjamin was able to attack Balsamico Might and technically took him out, but it doesn't count that it is a royal prince because the Nen Beast cannot kill other princes, right?
Yeah, Nen Beast could be involved here for sure. We don't really know what its
maybe it was the
yet.
doing. Maybe it was the doing of the Nen Beast protecting Benjamin. And it was kind of a loophole. It's hey, technically, this is not Halkenburg. This is Might. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I could see that.
So, yeah, that could be a loophole for a prince killing another prince, for sure. But we just don't know. So, I don't really know in what fashion, but I do think it's entirely likely that, the bioweapon was used on Benjamin. To some degree, I don't know how. I don't know when, how that got brought about, or if that was initiated to begin with, by Halkenburg in Balls' body. But something happened there for sure. I do hope we actually see that in full later on.
And by saying
I
off-screen,
sure hope so.
yes, whatever happened off-screen, but no, 100%. We're gonna have our flashback. We're gonna know what happened, what was happening during that card game. Okay.
We have to.
They wouldn't kill off a prince off screen. There's no way. They
absolutely
could not do that.
Well, I guess they kind of did with what's her name, the first one that died.
Momose? No, that was because Oito witnessed that whole thing happen. So that was. I mean, I guess the build up to it was off screen, but we actually did see the death happen.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, okay, Sale then. We saw what initiated the death. We didn't see the process of it though.
The taken out of the Nen Beast of Saleh. I'm sorry that I'm going off what we're talking about, but the taken out of his Nen Beast was very awesome. It was very awesome.
Yes, super cool.
For sure.
We're big Rihan fans here. We didn't get any Rihan content this batch. What the hell? That's a shame.
Appearance. Yeah, maybe next time.
Hopefully next time. All right, next comes from Ed on Twitter. Again with that Maha. I love that Maha icon, man. It's so good. I love how he's not in frame. You can't even see his whole head. It's
But you can tell.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can tell it's Maha.
That's Maha. Anyways, he says, the progression is slightly scary to me. If Benny is marked for death, then it's possible his guards won't be carrying around anymore, right? Won't be around
Yeah,
anymore.
where did you get that word?
I don't know. I'm hallucinating. Won't be around anymore. Even after all their build-up and potential. Maybe the Nen Beast saves Benny, or the soldiers have to work for the illegitimate child.
Oh, that's a good point. What happens to the military, if you were to go kaputs?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like that's actually kind of not an issue because in addition to being his guard, they are also the royal army. So I think they'd all still be around.
Yeah, but who's next in command?
That was a question I was about to pose.
That's the question. It would have been Balls, but he's probably dead. So I
no,
guess
that
not
doesn't
him.
work. I think it has to be royalty.
Does it have to? Oh, for Benjamin's title, yeah. I guess you're right, huh?
Would it?
Oh man.
Would that just go down to the second prince then? Would Camilla be in charge of the royal army? That's
But
scary.
she's in prison. I don't know. She's in prison.
But she was put in prison by Benjamin. right?
Exactly. A coup within
Yeah, I
a
guess
coup,
she
you
could
know?
be
She
like-
comes out of prison and takes shot. Oh,
That sounds like
think
a
it's
logical
far-fetched.
plot device to get her back into the fray. You know, I don't know.
I
It
actually
makes
really like
sense.
that. Yeah.
It makes sense, but it's a bit far-fetched, I think.
It is a little far fetched,
A little
Yeah.
bit. I like that though. I think there's something there.
but the illegitimate
Have
child
to-
could come into play as well, for sure.
Yeah, it depends on how old they are too. If it's that baby in Unma's quarters, then that thing's not commanding an army. But
It's
knows?
a amusing thought though.
yeah. You want to take the next one, Mahmoud?
Yes. Page Max says Benjamin's Garden Spirit Beast is a Chekhov's gun. Hey, I just used that in the last video. Like the whole Chekhov's gun idea. I mentioned that in the last video. Not yet utilized. Not yet utilized. I read
Yeah,
it
not-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. This whole arc, the main focus, the Guardian Spirit Beast are yet to showcase their relevance. Otherwise, the point of princess inheriting them doesn't make sense. I mean, yeah, there weren't any like the most action that happened from a Spirit Beast was a scratch on her face, the one that was training
Theta.
Stridnik. Theta, yes,
Yeah.
Theta. I'm not good with names, man. I'm not good with names
Oh,
at
don't
all.
worry. Me neither.
No worries.
You know, well,
That's what I'm here for.
I have this feeling that Benjamin, after having utilized the martial law card, will cause absolute chaos throughout the ship, as other princes and mafia families utilize this chaos to protect their own princes. Okay, and Haley on top of that, like multiple level of chaos going on. Benjamin will survive, but severely weakened with few of his guard. Hope he has a space manipulation ability to hide somewhere. What? Where would that come from?
I guess the Men
next-
Beast, maybe.
One of his soldiers may have died
Or
and
that.
had that, I guess.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
He
yeah.
can inherit Nen abilities, you know, if
Yeah.
his soldiers
I mean,
die. So.
I mean, but that was not alluded to in any way, shape, or form.
No,
It would be
not at
so,
all.
Like out of left field if that comes. Like, hey, heard of Nav before? What? Just there's no.
Yeah.
So obviously we have a Benjamin fan here.
Yeah, oh yeah. That must be. Yeah, so yeah, you think Benjamin's going to survive but be severely weakened. That's interesting because I mean I mentioned that as a possibility, but I don't actually believe it. I wonder how you think he would survive the poisoning. Even with a space manipulation ability, that wouldn't really save poison.
Yeah, I do agree that his guardian spirit beast like has a purpose yet to be fulfilled. I feel like that's inevitable. Like, and especially it's the first prince's Nen beast, and like we've only seen like his actual Nen ability, not even like his Nen beast be properly utilized. So like, I feel like that has to happen before he dies. But I do still think that I think Benjamin will probably bite the dust sooner rather than later, whether to the
I mean,
poison or otherwise.
like we were talking about earlier, his guardian spirit beast may have already been used. Like that might have already had its moment in like a Halkenburg moment or something earlier. So that might not even be relevant. All of the stuff
But,
we're
like,
talking
we'll
like
see
has
it
to
at
happen
least.
with.
My
Oh
point
yeah,
is that
it's
we'll
got to
see
be
it.
in action, right?
Yeah.
100%.
We'll see it utilized in some way, whether it was prior or yet to have actually been used is up for debate. But Benjamin fan through and through, I see, and I respect it. Next up, we have from Stonebreaker.io. I love the really sketchy panel of Morena in silhouette. It's actually my favorite panel from this chapter. It reminds me of what Oda did at the main flashback in the Egghead arc. Yeah, that's a very good comparison, actually.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not everything needs to be clean and crisp, and when you deviate from that for specific panels, it can really add to what is happening or what characters are feeling in that moment. I'm bringing this up because I can already imagine haters saying, I could draw that, but they will be missing the point. I think panels like these are things Togashi and Oda can get away with more easily because of their stature, while others might be called lazy for submitting what appears to be such a low-effort illustration. But I actually like the style in isolated instances where it's thematically appropriate. And I
Couldn't
couldn't
have
agree
said
more.
it any better. Couldn't have
Yeah.
said it any better. Perfect.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The scratchiness
Yeah,
really
exactly.
adds to it when contrasting with everything else he draws, and that's what makes it
It
special.
was super effective. Loved it.
Wouldn't say it's my favorite panel from this whole batch that dropped.
Oh, I wouldn't say so either. But
No, me either.
it's a standout for this chapter.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he did just say it's his favorite panel from the chapter, not the whole batch.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Although the thick neck Benjamin's definitely up there too. Next comes from Edward S., who says, "I'm actually speechless. Seems like this stretch of chapters will account for what happened on Tier 1. Oh, the next stretch. And it actually feels like it'll last at least 10 chapters. This is a lot. Merry hiatus. Nothing merry about it. But,
I would call it Mary, but I guess it's
if the next batch is all flashback, that'd be great too. I would love that. I'm not expecting it exactly that soon.
I'm waiting.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like the next 10 chapters to drop, and Togashi is gonna be like, "Hey, let's see what Gon is up to," and then we get 10 chapters of like Gon,
Imagine.
learning Nen. Yeah, learning Nen, doing stuff. It's like just chilling. It's like, bro.
Yeah,
Stop.
imagine like 416, and we just see Whale Island. Like what? My mind would be blown.
Yeah,
That would be crazy.
that would be nuts. Wow.
My God.
I would love that. I would love to see what happened. I don't know if it'll be that soon, but hopefully that'd be great.
I started saying it as a joke like this. I started saying it as a joke, but now that I think about it, actually, it is something that actually could happen. Like out of nowhere,
Absolutely.
it's like
Yeah.
and then we would like think it's like, of course, like Gon was on the cover. Oh no, that's Morena. Where's the cover for 37 or 30, 38? Like Gon was on the so he's going back to the story. That's why he was like, but bro, like
Right.
literally a couple of hours can end the whole succession war. Let's finish.
People would doubt it, but like it's not like entirely out of the realm of possibility that like some major thing happens during the succession war, and then we just cut away just randomly to some other place entirely while that's left up in the air, like the consequences and fate of whatever happens, Like other authors have done that before.
I think we've had. I think we had enough of that. Like not enough of that. Like knowing Togashi and knowing Togashi's pattern. It's like, no, we are at the crescendo at the moment. I can see that. If we're going to deviate away, that was the Phantom Troop part. Or if we're going to do an extra one, that was the negotiation game part. That was like the deviation away from the story. Other than that, it's like, no, it's showtime. This is the palace invasion of this arc.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I agree.
Yeah, I feel you.
I go next?
Take the next one.
Yep. So Yokai Gotha says, "I so glad that Borgson wasn't trying to fix Morena. I really like the twist of her being manipulated because she cheated. She doesn't know Nen. She doesn't know Nen. So of course you wouldn't think there would be consequences to a game that clearly a condition for an ability. She doesn't know that messing with conditions comes with drawbacks. It also would have been out of character to suddenly care about Morena after she already said she still thinks she's a bad person with evil goals after hearing her backstory. There was nothing we saw that would cause her to suddenly want to change her or agree with her ideals. The only options were Borgson planning a backstab or being manipulated. Can't wait to see where this goes." Yep, my whole thought process with this one is like planning a backstab, seeing something into the future, or her wanting to like, okay, I like these people, maybe I'll choose this path, or manipulated, which that was it.
Yeah, we definitely spent a lot of time last episode discussing why we thought Borgson made this decision, but I guess that all kind of ended up being pointless conversation. But yeah, we were very convinced for some reason that this had nothing to do with manipulation. In hindsight, we should have been more open to the idea of Nen being involved here, but we just were not having that, I guess.
And admittedly as well, we were a very what's the word I'm looking for? We were very like open to the idea, I think, of like her actually wanting to like change Morena as well. Where in hindsight, I don't know why we put a lot of stock into that when she did very obviously think like, I'm so against this lady, and like maybe we were just looking too deep into stuff that wasn't meant to be looked, very deep into. But a good point though that like manipulation was always going to be a very plausible possibility. We just kind of overlooked that.
Yeah.
So going on to the next comment from I Love Waffles. What an insane chapter to end the batch with. This stretch of chapters has been amazing, and the finale did not disappoint. The twist that Volkson was cheating was something I picked up on and expected, but I didn't think it affected her choice. I thought she was genuinely convinced on her own free will. This outcome is still interesting because it allows Morena and Volkson to oppose each other while still allowing Volkson to gain power. And yeah, that's a really nice setup for that, actually. And Morena pretty much said it outright as well. Like, you can still do infighting if you really want to. Don't recommend it, but like, nothing against it. Speaking of gaining power, I think the martial law announcement is convenient for the Haley, and especially Volkson. Volkson is a soldier and has the right to execute anyone, granting her free levels. The others will be restricted, but I have a feeling that chaos will break out that benefits them. Soon, Dogman, Volkson, or someone else could reach level 100, and we can see what happens. The ending of the chapter showed just how determined Benjamin is to win for his son to take power. With hours to live, Benjamin has already unified the 3 branches, activated martial law, and secured all but 4 princes. I'm pretty sure that all but the 4 princes line means that all but 4 are under his control, not dead. And I think we're all in line with that as well. I think the 4 princes are Zhongle, Luzurus, Fugetsu, and Mirai. Hey, that was my original guess. We know Zhongle escaped to tier 2, which honestly puts him in a prime position to be picked off by the Haley for 50 levels. Same wavelength. Wow. Unless he's being guarded by the GU, which I guess could be possible as well. Luzurus' whereabouts are unknown, which likely means he's drifting off on the sea out of bounds after a successful assassination attempt. Fugetsu can conveniently travel to any door she's been to, so she likely escaped via her Nen Beast, and Marian is secluded in his pocket dimension. I specifically did not include Serenich, who some people speculate, because although he has the same status as Benjamin, martial law should void that, and I don't think he would care enough to escape himself.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, actually. Would Serenich even, care that much? He's just like, oh,
No.
Mother of God, martial law, really? I don't know. He's not the type to just run away.
No, definitely not.
So, I'm in line with that as well.
Yeah, me too.
This chapter leaves me so excited for the future of the series and the next chapter of the arc. Learning about the events that led to martial law, including the Nen classes, the assassination attempt on Luzurus, and Halkenburg's attack, intrigued me. I'm also very excited to see everything erupt, with Krollo's heist, Hisoka fighting troop members, Benjamin attempting to kill off all the princes in one move, and the Haley taking advantage of this chaos. I am more hyped than I've ever been for an upcoming Hunter x Hunter chapter, and it's frustrating that the hiatus was timed this way. You've said it best, man. There's so much going on that it's so hard to look at this hiatus with anything but oh, come on attitude.
I know. Yeah.
It's crazy. I also just wanted to say thank you to you guys for making the week-to-week experience of this batch that much more enjoyable. Keep up the amazing work. I'm excited to see what kind of episodes we have during the hiatus. Hey, thank you for sticking around, and thank you for look forward to what we have to come. I think we have some good stuff cooking up. But yeah, you said a lot of stuff better than I could have. There's a lot to be excited about.
And yeah, one thing's for certain, Benjamin is on the move. He is really trying to get as much done as he can in this very little amount of time that he has, and that is just so cool to me. I'm not the biggest Benjamin fan in the world, but I at least really respect his dedication and his intelligence.
And it's true
It's being displayed.
to his character, a military guy, a no nonsense guy.
Yeah.
Get it done. It's like, you guys be my witnesses to my what I'm doing. It's like, but I'm on the team that his time is coming up real soon, real soon.
You're in good company. Yeah, we both feel that way too. You know, something I was just thinking about is the fact that we haven't seen like unhinged Benjamin since like the beginning of the arc. I wonder if that'll ever come back into play, like when he was like ripping his shirt off and getting all pissed in the hallway.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's ever gonna take on that.
I think, to be honest, when I like reread it, I think that was like a style thing, you know, like, because we don't have an interpretation of it, we have our own interpretation. Like the first few times that we saw Benjamin, it was this very, very intense, like him with the lion, wrestling with the lion, and then the other one where he's ripping and like aura coming out of him. It looks very cool, but maybe it's like it was only a stylistic thing that made him look very unhinged, while every other part he was at the story, he was still this military guy, no-nonsense guy, except when he's talking to Sridnik, because they hate each other. But other than that, he was like, no, I'm a very logical guy, military guy. Everything goes up the chain of commands. I mean, when he's doing military stuff, there's a panel of it where he's just working out. And his boy, Might, is like working out with him. It's like, he is that kind of guy, strict, very strict to himself, and not unhinged whatsoever from what I saw from him, I think.
This also reminds me that his introduction was with Serenich calling him, so like that kind of checks out as well with like the whole like unhinged presentation. Like he's talking to someone he despises. Like of course he's going to be depicted as such.
Yeah, he did also get that way with Camilla though. When they were arguing in front of Nasubi pretty early at the first banquet.
To prove my point. And what did he do after that? He took her to court. What a boring guy. What a boring guy.
Well, that was after the assassination attempt.
Wasn't that after Camilla like tried walking in with a gun and just like, hey, I'm here to kill. Like,
I mean,
she wanted to get killed actually.
Oh, she wanted to get killed. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but Benjamin wasn't having that. But yeah, you're right. I also view Benjamin as a very like down to earth person now, but it's just weird how, you know, we originally did see him as this hinged beast originally, but he hasn't really shown that side of himself in a long time. So I wonder if it's just kind of like a dropped character trait or, you know, something like you were saying. Who knows? Anyways, next up is from Saffir F, who says, got the Borkson's cheating and manipulation right. Of the two more consistent options, that one seems to be a first sign of Morena's failure. About second half of 410, Togashi removing time indication is brilliant. Yeah. We have a whole volume before reaching end of 410 again. You think? Okay. Most of the theories will be... Or are you talking about... Wait, what do you mean? We have a whole volume before reaching... I guess you're saying that this is the volume that is before reaching that point? Most of the theories will be on... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they mean there, but... Most of the theories will be on the four princes left. Some can fake death. Others could have died because of factors external to Succession War. Glad to see Queen Unma as a mastermind stirring up a fratricide battle among her own children, surely planning to be the regent. So you are definitely interpreting the four princes thing as that meaning there are four princes left alive, which we do not agree with. But if that is the case, for some reason, and there are only four princes left living, then...
If that is the case, we have a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, there's a lot that needs to be discussed if that's the case. I definitely don't see that being what is being talked about there, because that would be truly insane.
That would feel like a speed run of the arc, almost, and that would feel not Togashi-like to me. But...
Well, he has Greed Island, for example, we
I
kind of
guess
rushed the
Greed-
end of that one, but this is
guess.
no Greed Island here. This is a
Mhm.
big boy arc. I don't know. I can't see him doing that here.
Mm-hmm. Fair point. Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
Will BG3. Anyway, it's a difficult name. I want to give the guy his credit, but I cannot really interpret what his username. Mom man, shout out to you. My thoughts. The more obvious losers will be killed thanks to Melody/Kaiser plan. Agreed, 100%. I agree. I believe, second thing, he says, I believe Zhang Li will be killed by a Morena follower. Okay.
Another
The contagion reward of gaining 50 points if a prince is killed, is a Chekhov's gun. Okay, but it was mentioned a while ago, so... alright. And third, he says, we will finally see Sridnik in action. My wild guess is that his ability will allow him to survive the course of one of the have-nots. And he will go after Camilla, the most sadistic prince, finding an enemy that he cannot directly kill. Well, there are fates worse than death. Oh! Okay.
That's interesting.
Okay, but...
Cause,
okay.
Ooh. There's something
whole
here. There's something here with this idea.
And the whole Sridnik and women thing, and Camilla is a woman, and...
Also his sister, but...
I mean, yeah, but I think the last part is a bit of a stretch, because I sat down and I thought about it for a while, and there is like a very, very easy way to cheat Camilla's ability. It's like very obvious and it's out there. So and I thought actually of several ways that you can cheat Camilla's ability. So it's not like to Sridnik to go through all of that. I don't know. I cannot see it. But I do agree with the first thing that he says, that losers I think is out.
Yeah, I don't think Losers is. He's probably not alive, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think the plan probably went through to some degree.
I think I agree. There's still just part of me that isn't sure if that plan is real or not. But the fact that we do see Kaiser in this chapter, and like he's not showing any signs, and we actually see his thoughts even, nothing major, but the fact that he's not like thinking about like, oh, this plan fucked up or something. He's just kind of, he seems pretty neutral. Like he's maybe even in a good mood, depending on how you interpret that last line. So yeah, I think it's likely that probably actually did happen and Losers is dead, but who really knows? There could also be something with Melody and Likacho, Nenbeast, that, you know, maybe they have some other plan. Maybe they're keeping Losers hidden from Kaiser and letting him believe that he's dead. Possible, but who knows?
Yeah. I do like the idea that, like, I keep thinking about the Serenich and Camilla, like, confrontation, like, if it were to happen. And that would be a really interesting thing to see, given that Camilla's whole thing is, like, she can't be killed, right? But Serenich's whole thing with his guardian Nenbeast is that, you know, someone lies to him a few times and they become his pawn, essentially, right? Or that's implied anyways, like, we're speculated by Salkov, I believe. So, yeah, there's something there. I think that could be a really interesting thing to go down, and I'd be open to it.
But, well, the thing there is that the Guardian Spirit Beast can't attack princes, so that actually wouldn't do anything to Camilla.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not. Would it be counted as attacking, though? If it's just,
they
like,
cannot kill.
them for lying?
They cannot kill, right?
It wouldn't be killing them either. It'd just be making them like a follower of his.
I mean, that's what I mean. They cannot kill a prince, but, you know.
Yeah, loopholes. Yeah, That just hasn't been explored at all yet, so I guess I'm not really sure how it works.
We've seen multiple loopholes even throughout this batch, so it's not out of the question.
Definitely not, no.
Next up, we have a comment from Waste Ute saying, "While Borkson is big-brained, I'm glad Togashi didn't end the game in a way where she became the first person to outsmart the game. What happened makes way more sense." Yep, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't expect this twist where Benjamin also got poisoned already. It gives us a cool parallel now where both enemies, Halkenburg and Benjamin, were forced into tight deadlines to finish their business, and were in anticipation for who prevails. We're in anticipation for who prevails. Which one do y'all predict achieves what they want? Or do both or neither do? Ooh, that's a good question. Because I guess we don't know Halkenburg's status, right? So it's hard to really guess.
No, we don't.
I would like Halkenburg to be the one to like actually be at least closer to achieving what he wants rather than Benjamin. I think that would make the most sense plot-wise, but it's hard to say.
I do unfortunately see Halkenburg reaching some kind of tragic end. It just feels like that's where he's heading. Whereas, even nobody's really rooting for Benjamin. I don't think in reality. I mean, like people reading the series. I don't know if there's any like people that want Benjamin to win the contest, which is all the more reason to have him, have him reach his goals. At least not entirely, but get him closer to it because it's it's the bad guy technically making progress, and it gives us something to root against. So that's kind of where I want Halkenburg, but I feel Benjamin is my answer.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. Lastly, completely left field, but is it just me or did Benjamin act and look a bit off this chapter? Yeah, I get he's sick and probably in a different mindset because his life is ticking, but is it too early to get the Halkenburg possession predicts in? Nothing's off the table with Hunter, ever, TBH.
Yeah, we talked about it. I am now convinced that is not the case, though.
Yeah,
but
just doesn't make sense.
There's like,
even if you want there isn't enough things left there for interpretation. It's just even let's say for the sake of argument that it is Halkenburg. How can you explain the line that I just mentioned? It's like my son and stuff like that. How would you like recon that? If it is Halkenburg, I mean possessing him, how would that be explained? That absolutely does not make any sense. I mean,
the explanation would just be that it is talking about Halkenburg's son, but then you said the whole thing about Benjamin then making Halkenburg's son the successor. But something that did also just come to mind is if he said that, it would be weird, but it's not like people could tell him no. It would still happen. It would just be a weird decision to the public.
And there also doesn't need to be a public statement about it necessarily, because we see that he's going through legislation mainly for all this, right? That's why he's combining the three branches of the government. So, it's interesting. I feel like there's as much as I believe this is actually Benjamin, I can't shake that there's probably a small percentage chance of Halkenburg actually possessing. I'm not throwing it out of the question entirely, I don't think.
Hey, listen, I'm a Halkenburg fan. I love this guy. I loved him since day one. I was like, dude, I want to be by your side when you're throwing this arrow. I am a follower of yours.
Yes.
And I hope that when we see the clash that happened, that if he went down, I hope he went down heroically. But I just don't see this one.
Oh, that's fair.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. Next is from This Is Me 2014, who says, "What a chapter, guys! Can't wait for your thoughts." Well, you got them. Just to show you, experience is the key factor in Nen. Borkson made a rookie mistake of cheating in a Nen game. Both Tobai and Benjamin are so tall. Yeah, you're right. We talked about that, actually.
Very tall individuals.
Kaige, the underrated MVP of the batch. Of the whole batch is questionable, considering he was really only in 2 chapters, but he is super interesting. There's been a lot of intrigue built up over those 2 chapters that he was involved in, so yeah, I've definitely grown more interested in the character at the very least, but MVP is kind of a stretch.
Yeah, I think so. Right now, I love Kaige. I've got love for Kaige and all, but not really. For this batch, no, not really.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, all right, so we got Sloppy Lions 2751. Benjamin mentions that Zhang Li and losers are missing, and capturing them takes priority over the lower ranked princes. He also notes that there are 4 princes left. I believe the 2 remaining princes who are unaccounted for are Fogetsu and Marium. Okay.
Oh, wow.
The ones with the space manipulation warping spirit beast. Okay. Also, losers might be dead if Kaiser's plan followed through, which, yeah, I think so. The next stretch of chapters will probably feature all the big brain players figuring out that martial law is a desperation play, and finding ways to turn the situation on their favor, which brings me to my question for you guys: who do you think will end up benefiting the most from martial law, assuming Benjamin does not get his way? Okay. This is a very interesting one.
Who else could benefit from the martial law? That's a tough one, actually.
That's really tough.
It's like, it feels like such a big disadvantage for literally everybody else that, like, it's hard to pick apart how it could benefit some of them.
The only thing that comes to mind, and this probably isn't my number one answer, but the thing we just talked about with Camilla, if the military control does go to her after Benjamin dies, I mean, that would be big for her.
Have-nots and the Royal Army would be kind of crazy. Like,
it would be nuts, yeah.
But no, I don't think that the military should go to Camilla, man, because
that's
even
I don't know.
Because like Benjamin, I think it was mentioned when he with his first appearance that he was like a military guy from start. So yes, he is a military higher ranking officer, and as well he is a royal. So okay, he is in charge of the whole military. But Camilla is not an officer, so. Yes, she can like.
But neither are any of the other princes.
Yeah, so I know.
Like,
so
who could it go to?
That's the thing. We don't know who would be next in line based off the information we have. It's like
impossible.
it's entirely
Exactly.
a mystery.
We don't know the chain of commands of the military of the Kakin Empire, and
It could go to Nasubi.
That's a possibility for sure too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or Nasub. No, I guess Nasubi would like have the. It will be the one at anointing. Anointing, is that a word? Like choosing.
Yeah.
Like choosing the one to be the military leader, because technically he is the higher ranking official in the whole of Kakin.
Right.
Who's benefiting?
No, that's the likely thing as well.
I'm guessing the one benefiting the most, to be honest, is Beyond Netro. Like
I was actually thinking that too.
Yeah, like there's chaos going on. Oh, look at that! One of the most powerful zodiacs are busy with like Prince Benjamin and stuff. Maybe it's about time, you know. And we had the setup from the first chapter. We had the setup from the first chapter of this new batch. He just came back to the story. He maybe in the next chapter, while the chaos is going on, we'll get some beyond stuff. Maybe it's time to go check on my long lost child. Hey, it's Rydnik. How are you? I'm your father. It's like maybe something like that will happen. Yeah, I'm a Rydnik Beyond Netro truther, by the way.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Understandable.
That just came to mind. We know Beyond is close to the Kakin Empire in general. Who's to say control can't just be directed to Beyond?
That's
from, like,
an
even
amazing
Nasubi.
point.
Man.
That's his way of just getting out of custody. Like, okay, well, like, what are you gonna do about the Royal Army, Zodiacs? Like, let me go. Like, and then he gets his way.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Good point.
Yeah. I think all of our answer to this question now is Beyond.
Yeah, I'm convinced.
Which prince?
No matter what, even if that part isn't true, then he still benefits the most, I think.
Yeah, beyond
Yeah.
beyond displaying this game, who do you guys think is the child?
Oh my gosh.
I just don't know. I also really do think it could be Serenich, but there's this part of me, and we've talked about this plenty, but I just feel like it's too obvious is my problem. It doesn't feel like a Togashi reveal. I feel like it's got to be someone like, what the hell? Like, no way. Like, Wobble is who I want to say, but I don't know. It just sounds like there's a lot of holes in the Wobble idea, just all based on Oito, because like, how the hell would that work exactly?
I mean,
But,
it's the Nen
you know.
thing for me. It's the Nen thing. I mean, if the Ant King, if the Ant King, the pinnacle of evolution, was gifted at Nen, but even the Ant King was not as gifted as Tsraidnik. You know, the thing that might explain how he is extremely well. Could be that his Nen was literally awakened from birth, and that would explain the terrifying monster that he had already before the beast, the Nen beast for the Succession War.
Guardian
you
Spirit
know,
Beast. Yep.
yeah. That would kind of explain it, and it's very. I know it's very obvious, but kind of makes sense.
No, I get it. I totally am with you. It's just in my mind, I'm reading all of that, and I'm going, it's a red herring. That's where my mind goes. But who knows? It really could just be on paper. That's it. But my mind is just screaming at me. It's all a red herring. It's not real. This is Togashi wants you to think this.
I know, and I do believe it because it's so obvious. But
I know. It's a tough one. Do you have any like particular answer to this, Dylan?
See, my whole thing is that like, I think Serenich would make the most sense just because of the amount of links you can have to like, you know, Serenich's character and, you know, Netero and all that. The thing is as well, it's like guessing literally anybody else. It's like there's a way you could twist it where it just makes it sound like stupid, and that's only because like we just don't have enough information to go off of other than that Beyond has a child, and like that's pretty much it. So like even saying Wobble, like it could happen, but like it's just like you're kind of just like throwing the guess out into the void at that point, you know. So I would lean towards Serenich only. Yeah. So I would lean towards Serenich being the child only because like that just it makes the most sense with the information we can actually like link to that to support it, you know. Everything else is just kind of like
one can say it makes too much sense. Too much sense.
That's
right. And that's where your mindset comes in. So like it's really just anybody's game. Like that's the end of it.
I can't wait to find out though. That's like I cannot stop thinking about. That was the first chapter we got this batch, and I never stopped thinking about it. So
and to me, to be honest, I think that is my favorite chapter. Maybe it was my favorite chapter because I was so happy that it's back. But it has the best twist in it for me in this batch. It has the best frame, the best panel in it. The panel where she opens her mouth and the eyeball. That's amazing. Incredible. And I felt very, very happy reading this chapter. It also contributes to my state. I've just moved. I'm all alone in an apartment where literally like all I have in this apartment is a mattress. I have no one. I'm alone. And this new chapter just dropped, and I read it. It was a perfect situation for me. Hunter is back, a new beginning, a new departure to my adventure. And you know, and I was here alone because my wife is not here with me. She's still gonna travel and come with me. But it was the perfect storm for me. This first chapter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's continue.
No, I love that.
I love Hunter Hunter, man. Hunter means a lot to me, you know.
Oh yeah, we're with you. I do want to say real quick, my favorite chapter of the batch is 405. I think you agree with that, right, Dylan? Is that also your favorite?
I think that's my favorite.
Hisoka, yeah. But 401 is probably second place for me as well. Yeah, I love that chapter. That was such a mind-blowing chapter, and to come back to that, it was like, oh my god. Yeah, great batch all around.
Yep,
couldn't agree more. Yeah. So I think it's my turn next, and it's from Spiral Trigger, I believe. So, Hunter x Hunter 410 theory. Okay, let's hear it. Halkenburg is possessing Benjamin 100%.
Okay. Glad to get one in here. I want to hear this. Let's see.
The most, yeah, I knew this was going to be the most discussed thing, too. The most likely scenario is that Halkenburg used another dose of the airborne infection, then body swapped, because his initial plan of possessing Benjamin smoothly likely failed, or maybe this was his plan to make sure he eliminated both Benjamin and Might once the deed is done. Okay. I believe Halkenburg is only targeting the princes above him because of the alliance, either the lower princes. Okay, this is why their rooms were held off. Okay. I guess that would explain the line of, like, prioritize the higher ranked princes. If we go with that assumption, and with the quote of 4 princes left, then we can make a good guess to who is alive right now. So I guess he's also going off the assumption that the 4 left is like,
wow,
this is a
spiral trigger. Really, that's very surprising to me that you're on board with the all dead idea. Keep going though. Let me hear him out.
Yeah. If we subtract Halkenburg possessing, Benjamin possessed, Sale gone too soon, and Camilla
right.
in custody, then we will be left with 5 princes. We can assume that Luzros or Zhonglei are 2 of the 4 princes left, so the other 2 must be Serenich, Tyson, or Tubepa. We know Tyson must be dead, given the fact that Serenich being killed off screen is not a swerve that Togashi will do, and Tubepa's story is tied to Longhi and the Beyond's child story. Right, I forget that Longhi is a part of Tubepa's crew.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
Yep.
Tyson literally had no purpose other than comedy relief right now. Hey, man, what do you have against Tyson?
Just wait, man. Tyson might do something crazy. I'm serious, too. I really think there's something there.
I'm sure most people thought that was Sale as well, though.
Nobody thought that was Sale. Let's be honest here.
I love the Gone Too Soon. Gone Too Soon is amazing, man.
Gone too soon.
Someone should make like a tribute video on YouTube, in memorial of Prince Saleh.
I'd love that.
I don't believe that Halkenburg is aware or assume if he dies that there's any chance he returns to his body. I think it will happen, and it will sacrifice a large portion of his supporters. I feel his rebirth will spark a change within him to understand his father and become more ruthless. Oh. I like that flipping of perspective, like he becomes the very thing he seeks to destroy.
Yeah. That's good.
The crib we saw in First Queen Unma's room was Halkenburg's child, which makes the theory that Halkenburg had his mom co-sign the plan prior even more believable. To her, she likely sees this as a win-win. Either Halkenburg becomes king, or his son who will be nurtured by her.
But why would he say my son?
Because it
he
still
was
is
thinking.
his
He
son.
was thinking. Okay, keep in mind he was thinking this to himself. He wasn't saying
that
it
wasn't
out loud.
I mean, what do you say? I mean Halkenburg, like Halkenburg inside of Benkenberg, okay? Benkenberg. Why would Benkenberg say my child? Why wouldn't he say Benjamin's child?
Well, it's because he was thinking this within okay, going off the assumption that it's Halkenburg possessing for a second, right? He wasn't saying this out loud. He was like, this was all like inner thoughts that was being said.
Dylan, my man, Dylan. All right, you have the possession arrow. All right, okay. You are going to shoot, and I have a cat. All right, and you want to give my cat food. See, you possess me. All right. Obviously, you're going to say while you're possessing me, okay, I'm going to feed his cat. Because it's not your cat.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Still Halkenburg's child in this case. It would only be not his child if it's Benjamin's child, but everybody's assuming here that it's Halkenburg's child. So he is right. If he's thinking that
I see.
in his
No.
mind.
I want to say.
Guys,
I want to
are
say
you
that I see
missing
what
it?
you're saying. No. I see what you're saying because you're going off the assumption that like if this were to go into play, he would have to make a statement saying, "Yeah, I'm Prince Benjamin and I'm giving Halkenburg's child like authority." I get what you're saying there for sure, but we also don't know if that's like what the end result would actually look like. So I'm trying to give some benefit of the doubt to that.
Yeah, and it's also like, again, like I said, even if that is the case, and the public thinks it's Benjamin, and everybody thinks it's Benjamin, he still says like, okay, I'm making Halkenburg's son my, what's the word? The word just disappeared. Successor. Yeah. Again, all that really does is it's just kind of like, it makes people think like, what the hell? Why would you do that? But they'd still have to do it because it was in his will. So it's kind of irrelevant, if just like if it's weird or not that he's making Halkenburg's son his successor. And a good
Benjamin
point is brought up here.
Guys, I think we got confused.
Oh, okay. What's up?
No. I think we got confused from the wording because the whole Benjaminburg and the Halkenburg and the Benjamin stuff. So I believe the best thing we can all do is just chill, read the chapter a couple more times, okay? Because there is some confusion.
It would certainly help.
Yeah, because I am like 100% sure that this is real Benjamin. I am 100%, 1000% sure that this is real Benjamin. But
and I
might have missed a couple of stuff, so I will read the chapter a couple of times, and I would suggest for everyone to read the chapter a couple of times to you understand. Yeah. I've made my case clear why I think is real Benjamin, because like grammatically it doesn't make sense. Even if we're gonna
and I respect it.
Doesn't make sense. But I don't know. Maybe it needs a couple of times. Maybe I'll read it in a different translation. Maybe I'll read the Arabic translation or read the Spanish translation. Maybe it's more ambiguous in that translation that something might be revealed. I don't know.
Yeah, there could be language at play for sure. There could be some understandings being not the same across langues. But I do want to bring up... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Dylan. You can go first.
I was going to say, no matter what it actually ends up being, though, I do think it is just a testament to how interesting this whole thing is in general, that there's this much discussion and theory crafting about what's exactly at play here.
Yeah.
I really like the discussion that this is bringing about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I do want to bring up the fact that, what Spiral Trigger brings to the table here about Unma. Like, it is worth noting that Halkenburg was in direct contact with Unma last time we saw him. And if we are to believe that the child being discussed, which again, this is also speculation, we can't really lock this in. If the child being talked about is the one in Unma's room, and the fact that those two are in direct contact with each other does also lead me to believe that is Halkenburg's kid in there. But
it's Benjamin's
that doesn't
kid.
Also mean... You think it's... Wait, what did I say?
You said it's Halkenburg's kid.
Yeah. So you're convinced that it's Benjamin's.
Am I missing something? Guys, you're making me second guess myself. I think you're making me second guess myself a lot. Like, I think I might have to reread like the whole 50 chapters back, because I'm really second guessing myself. Are you
thinking... So that you think there was a line where that baby was like outright confirmed to be Benjamin's? Because I don't remember that happening, but maybe you're right. Now I'm confused. Maybe there was a line I missed. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're stuck on this for a while.
Yeah.
I think the best thing we can do is just chill, reread it, and then it will be clear.
Yeah. All right.
I can't wait to browse Reddit for this later. This is going to be good to see other people point stuff out, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Is it me next? Is it me next, Dylan?
I think,
yes, it is you.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next is from Low2199, who says, I think what most likely happened based on Benjamin's statement is that when Halkenburg's coffin reached Tier 1, probably in the part of the funeral when the other princes would pay their respects as per tradition, it exploded, liberating TSK 17 all over the room. We know that Serenich was only focused on his Nen training, so it's possible that he was in cahoots with Halkenburg. So why the accusation? Well, it could be that Benjamin is taking the opportunity to implicate his most hated rival. But if he is going to lie about who was involved, why wouldn't he implicate Camilla, his other biggest rival? I think that he truly believes that Serednich is involved. The most basic reason would be that Serednich didn't show up to the funeral because of his training, and is ironically the only other prince that is close to Halkenburg. Yeah, that's true.
And also,
to give some benefit of the doubt to the.
If it was Halkenburg possessing Benjamin, why would he throw Serednich under the bus? Like, I understand him saying that. I understand him saying, like, to sell the whole thing that just happened that we don't know, that, hey, a prince in Halkenburg and Benjamin body saying in Benjamin's voice, hey, that Halkenburg is trying to release a chemical weapon because, yeah, whatever, Halkenburg is dead and he's possessing the body anyway. But why would Halkenburg, throw Serednich under the bus while he's in a good relation with Serednich? Doesn't make sense. However, it would make sense.
It would make sense to me just because of his pure conviction of trying to like actually enact change. Like I feel like that it would be like a sacrifice he'd be willing to make in order to achieve that.
Because he knows Serednich should not be king. Like that would not be good for the country.
I guess yes, that actually makes sense. Yes.
That being said, also. To give benefit of the doubt to the other side, though, it's like two conflicting statements there. Not showing up to Halkenburg's funeral, but also still being close to Halkenburg. I guess from Benjamin's point of view, like, you know, all that lines up to implicate him. But, like, would you put yourself into Serednich's shoes for that? Like, you can't do one of those without doing the other. Or, like, with doing the other, rather. Why are you close to him but not showing up to his funeral? So something about that seems off to me. But... You know, I see the reasoning.
And I also do want to say that at least I do agree with you about like the Benjamin being Benjamin thing. I just want to see both sides, and I still think it is entirely possible that Halkenburg is in there. I think I do mostly agree with you, though.
You need to choose a side. You need to choose a side, man.
I can't. You gotta see both sides. It's important in these things. We've chosen sides before and we've been horribly wrong, so we gotta understand both sides. The other and coolest possibility is that he was at the funeral and left just before the explosion by using parallel future, causing the suspicion that he was involved. Oh, okay,
that could be sick, actually. Well.
It's probably easy to guess that Mariam is one of the missing princes, and the other is most likely Fugetsu. Wow, a lot of people on board with you, Dylan. But he actually, let's go on. Because of her Nenbeast ability, even though she's still very sick, Zhang Lei could have brought Wobble along as a way to keep Kurapika by his side, but I think that is less likely because of the probable chaos of the situation. Technically, Halkenburg is classified as a lower prince than Luzerus, but he is the main conspirator of the incident, and it would be impossible that Big Ben would focus on the other two first. I don't think that this means that he was captured or killed by Benjamin. It's possible that Benjamin thinks that Halkenburg died in Balls' body during the event while he actually changed bodies yet again. Okay.
That could be a cool swerve.
That's also entirely possible. But then he goes in the other body and gets killed by Borgson.
Yeah, that would be even cooler.
Peak.
It would be peak, I fear.
Peak.
Yeah. I'm so down. So down. All right.
Yeah, not much more to say about that one.
All right, let's go with Mr. Pookie 4669. Borgson was spot on about the whole game being a trap. The power card's explanation only goes into so much detail as demanded. It initially left out things like the 3 requirement to spread contagion, Morena keeping track of her members, and most crucially, the consequences of cheating in the card game. Morena can wave it off as you didn't ask and hide as much as she wants. Her reasonable analogy, I know how to say it, man. Just give me a break. I'm kidding. her reasonable analogy about not wanting a partner to look through her phone to prove her honesty makes sense considering how much she lies by omission. It's very consistent. I give up. It's too big of a...
Characterization.
Oh my god. Characterization. Oh my god. Some words, man, are just asking too much, you know? Characterization.
No, 100%.
Of Morena being secretive and deceptive without needing to outright say anything untrue. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
she was very snaky throughout the game, and that adds a lot to her.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I also want to point out this is the only comment we got about the negotiation game.
Negotiation game.
So.
It's like literally everyone is over the negotiation.
Well, the only dedicated comment.
Yeah.
I get it, but I still think it added a lot of value to the overall narrative.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
But
purposely withholding the information was definitely a smart move by Morena, and just it shows just how cunning she is and how long term she thinks as well.
And it also something we didn't talk about is how like we kept praising Morena for her honesty in these last few chapters, but it turns out not exactly.
We
was
should
still
not
being pretty honest, but not all the way.
Well, she's honest with what she wants you to hear. That's the key to it. So maybe gave her a little too much sympathy on that regard.
Yeah.
But
we did learn a lot about both Borkson and Morena in this first half of this newest chapter here. So very valuable still, but. Also 2 whole pages of just explaining contagion again, which is a little much.
There can never be enough explanation in Togashi's work.
Fair enough.
And we got one last comment we're going to be reading on the episode today from Saskati. I hope I said that right. It seems like this arc may come to an end faster than I expected, at least the succession war part of it. And I feel like this... I think this is an interesting one to discuss because, like, we could say this will go on for 100 more chapters all we want, but, like, we're at a point now where he could go as fast as he wants with this arc on developments.
It is definitely speeding up here, but there's just so many things going on. I can't see it ending sooner than we think. Like, think about all the things that have to be wrapped up before we end this arc.
But are you thinking about it in terms of the Dark Continent being the end point of this arc? Because he's also saying here that at least the succession war part of it could be over. And that's the key part. The war could very much end within the next, 10 or 20 chapters if we really wanted it to, I feel like. But we could still be on the boat. We could still have Beyond story, but the succession war could conclude.
Obviously.
Yeah, Morena. Okay. So Morena could be a separate entity altogether if you want to.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. Like the whole succession war could very much end in a stalemate, and that will be it. That will be the succession war. It's like, all right, we're good with that. None of the kids died. All right, thank God. We're good at that part. We're not gonna kill kids on this, except the first one that we killed at the beginning of the arc. But anyway, no more kids will be harmed. No more of the prince's kids will be harmed. It's a stalemate. Oh wait, what is this chaos happening? Morena wreaking havoc, and then we will continue from there. Then the Beyond stuff. Then. Because there's still a lot of story to be
so
told.
We're still on the boat, but the contest is over.
It'd be so you could consider the boat like a giant arc, and then Succession War is just a small part of this event that's taking place.
I wouldn't say small.
Okay, the small is you get what I'm saying though. It's a piece of the puzzle, not the entire.
It's a valid interpretation. It's a valid way to look at it. Yes, it's something that might happen. They might go this way.
I'm on board. Yeah. They actually could do that. I never really like Dylan said, I was kind of this whole time just being the succession war will end close or right when they hit the Dark Continent or the new.
Or maybe something
But-
would force the Succession War to come to like a halt, and it basically stops. Like the relic
Yeah.
things that Corolla wants to steal. Like if
The
that
relics.
happens, boom, no more Succession War, because there is nothing fueling that nin. You know.
There's
Right. Right.
multiple ways this
Okay.
could resolve. Yeah, in various
Yeah,
areas.
100%.
And if that happens,
Okay.
it checks out with Togashi's writing style, is that totally subverts your expectation, and no, it doesn't come through from the way that you expected. Maybe it will be super anticlimactic, and Corollo might come, steal these relics, and then like the ship sinks. And just a floating piece of wood will be floating, and Corollo and Hisoka would fight, and that will be like the rest of the arc, you know?
On one singular plank of wood.
No, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. What I mean is that there is an out for the Succession War and the other story beads to take over, you know?
And it can happen very quickly too, whenever Togashi wants. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm
I
on
see
board.
the
I'm on
validity.
board. Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to discuss that because like it's a very interesting question on just like how much longer this will last for, because I feel like we're at a point now where it could last it could go very quickly. It could be extended for another 100 chapters. We just don't know, but the possibility of it being in either polarizing direction is very exciting to me.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
agree.
I'm with you. I agree. Yep.
Yeah. But I think that's about it for what we have to discuss today. There's a lot more comments on the post that we couldn't get to. So I encourage everybody to go check out that community post and read the rest for yourself. There's a lot of good stuff being discussed in there, and probably still being discussed even now as we're recording. So
Yes.
go give all those nice theories and thoughts a look if you have the time to do so.
Yeah. Plenty of great ones this week that I regret not making it to, but I definitely recommend go checking them out. There's a lot of great thoughts coming from this chapter. Probably because this is the last one for a while, and a lot of people are putting their brains into overtime thinking about stuff.
Yeah, so on that same note, apologies, if you weren't included in today's
Yeah.
episode, but just know we read every single thing regardless.
Yes. All right. And with that, then, this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms, as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at just THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. As always, we'll be here the same time every week talking about Hunter x Hunter. Even during the hiatus, we'll still
Even
be
during
here.
the
Don't worry.
hiatus.
All right,
Amazing.
Hunter Society. Thank
Yes.
you for coming on. This has been amazing. You've been a great guest. I loved these conversations we had. It got heated
fun.
for the first time. That was fun.
Yeah, I love
That
it.
was
I love
good.
it.
I loved that. That
I
was
love it,
fantastic. You were a great guest. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
where
you
can people
so
find
much.
Your awesome
Thank
work?
you. Don't worry about the work. It's easy. They can click the at the Hunter Society. It's fine. But seriously, thank you for having me. I had such an amazing time, man. I enjoy talking about Hunter x Hunter. I enjoy getting really involved into all of the little details into Hunter, and yeah, it never ends. It's just like every now and then I forget about something. It's like, oh yes, this whole other thing, and just at the moment where I'm like, thank God, alhamdulillah, I finished all of my my moving. I can reread in like a good state of mind and start creating content about Hunter. Oh man, I'm having so much fun. And thank you again. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Kaige. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for coming on. It's been a long time coming, like we said. So
Yeah.
glad to have had this discussion.
All right, and Dylan, where can people find you?
So you can
the
find
Hunter
me
Society.
the usual.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, sorry, no.
Oh,
sorry.
no.
But yeah, please check out the Hunter Society. Great channel.
Please do that. Yeah, as for me, you can find me still on Twitter and Bluesky at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN. And I post a lot of nerdy stuff, same as usual. So not much to say there.
Yep, same here. You can find me at Kaige10 just on Bluesky, and same stuff being posted as always. And as far as the show goes, so next week we will be covering Phantom Rouge, the award-winning film, absolute masterpiece, mastercraft. Lots of great stuff in that film. So if you haven't checked it out, please watch it before next week. We will have many things to say about it, all positive. Don't worry about that.
Oh, totally, yeah. Being for real though, keep an eye out for posts for thoughts on the movie if you have already watched it, or if you will be rewatching it along with us over this next week. Yeah, we'll have something up if you guys want to discuss that great movie.
Can't wait. Our guest doesn't seem to approve.
It's okay.
So yeah, that's our plan for next week and the week after. You can probably guess what we're doing. An even better film. So yeah, yep. We will see you guys for that. Keep an eye out for the call-up post. Oh, and real quick, we'll just talk about the live stream once again. Do not forget that will be January 11th, where we will also announce the winner of the giveaway, which the giveaway will be live probably when you're watching this. So go ahead and sign up. Check our socials. Check the YouTube community posts. Maybe a pinned comment. Maybe a description. I don't know. Everywhere. Find the link, enter, and you'll find out if you won on the 11th.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, we will see you guys next week for Phantom Rouge. See you there.
See you there. Let's have fun with that, guys.